Yo, what's up? This is Splendid on Farside TV. Very special guest, homeboy on the other side of the country, across the water from Canada. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere across the water from Canada. Homeboy Amaru. What's happening with you, man?
What's going down? What up, though? What up, though?
Man, shoot, man. Just taking one step at a time, man, and looking down each step. I something crazy. I was on my way home from the office today and I saw a dude going hell of a fast on a motorcycle and he tried to weave between these two cars and the reason I mention it is because it was incredible what I witnessed. The motor when he weaved between the cars, the motorcycle tilted all the way to the left, all the way to the right, back to the left, and he didn't tumble, man. He pulled out of it. I was like, that. I was like, man, I might not do it tonight, but I'm gonna have a brew for homeboy at some point between now and Friday. You know what I'm saying?
I know somebody did that, didn't work out for
Oh wow,
him.
yeah.
He turned into a band-aid for the street.
Oh man, yeah.
But
I was looking at
he
it.
survived it, though. He survived it. Young boy,
He's
he survived
this
it.
this dude was about maybe six cars ahead of me, and I saw him zoom by me. And when I saw him tilting to the left and tilting to the right, I was like, "Damn, nobody's running him over," because it seemed because he was tilted in the lanes, like he was trying to go in between the fast lane and the carpool lane. And I was just like, "Oh man, this will be
That's a regular occurrence, though, in LA. That's
don't you start, man. Fools be
that's all
turning
day.
LA into the boogeyman on them,
Yeah,
man."
man, that's all day, every day. I see it. I'm like, damn, man. I'm surprised. I'm surprised there's no more, there's not more incidents.
More
Uh
fatality.
yeah, from that. But I guess that would speak to the skill set and level of skill set of the people out
Ah,
in the West Coast is doing it. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
man, maybe I'll tell you what I did. What okay, so after I saw Homeboy tilt all the way to the left side, all the way to the right, and then back to the left, I was expecting him to blame it on the car or at least throw the bird or scream or say something. And Homeboy kind of like sucked it up, like, hey man, maybe there was no retaliation involved. And I was like, damn, that's some growth, some kind
No,
of way. Because it
mm,
was definitely him because he was boning out, going, trying to dip.
I guess people are like, as long as you don't scratch my cotton, you good.
Yeah.
You don't
And
scratch my shit.
I'm gonna give two big fat rest in pieces, man. One, Malcolm Jamal Warner, man, that was definitely a loss suffered. You know, that
It's
was that was that was
it's no
definitely
different.
one that kind of flipped my wig a little bit.
I woke up from a nap, was like, what? This what we doing in 2025? What?
Real quick, Amaru. What's up, Ben Frank, man? Dude, I think I sent you a message through I don't know if I sent it through YouTube or whatever, but I lost your sizes. Find me on IG. Find me on IG and at Splendid or Smooch and give me a hookup. Text me your number. Send me a number, dude. You faithful to the mug, man. I appreciate you for real. But yeah, I want to say nah, Brown didn't someone else hit me and said Malcolm Jamal Warner had passed, and it was a trip because it made me think about what my version of growing up and what role models kind of were. Where like, man, the Cosby Show, people can say what they want to about Bill, but the overall theme of it, like, dude, you wouldn't have had a different world without it. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't have, which we had like people that motivated us, whether we went to college
Yeah, a lot of people
or
went to
not.
college
It,
off of that. They
it
went to college.
inspired
Yeah,
Bill Cosby with the sweaters. You know what I'm saying? Theo was the
I
young
had a
cool
couple
kid.
of them. I had a
Hey
couple of
man,
them.
Theo was the young cool kid. Lisa Bonet was one of my first funny looking light complected crushes. You know what I'm saying? It was a nature girl in her, man. She's a nature girl. She's a weirdo. I guess that was the little aesthetic to it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I like her better than her sister.
Ah, the sister was cool.
Yeah, she was an L7 to me.
Ah, come on, man. She just wasn't. Yeah.
I went for the renegade.
Oh, they crash out. I heard that. Yeah, Cassandra. I think her name was Cassandra. And then you had the mother. Shoot, man, I can't. Her name misses me, but
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
Miss Huxtable, we call her that.
yeah, very attractive. And I don't even think you saw an ankle on her. You know what I'm saying? You didn't see no body contour, no shape, no
No, that
nothing.
ain't true because they did. I just saw a clip of the infamous clip of them dancing on the stairs and they was all turned backwards like this. You can
You
see
gonna make so many people
on
go and
it.
look up that
Look,
look up
don't look.
that.
They I just seen it 30 minutes ago. I was like, oh, look at Claire.
Oh man,
I
cool.
was like, hey, Miss Parker.
But no, they were breaking it down and they were showing how he directed some new edition videos and stuff like that. He would but acting though, I'll say that you can't front on his thespianisms if you know if
For
my
a
main
while, it seemed like he was, and I'm glad he got away from it because it prohibited me from watching some of his stuff. But he had the what would I call it, the Ice Cube syndrome, if for the lack of a better comparison. He seemed like the same character in everything that I saw him in, and I
um
couldn't shake it. And then not until I saw him in and it was just mentioned yesterday, the hospital show he was in,
man, dude.
or something like that. I think it's called.
Yeah, they showed on. I believe it's on Hulu. I've
Yeah,
only seen like maybe two episodes, but
it was phenomenal in that.
yeah, no, and one of the things that so different people were posting. I believe Riza Islam had posted a clip where he was Malcolm was giving props to Riza's product, kind of like a CMOS type of supplement type of thing, and it was dope because Malcolm Jamal Warner was like, man, Riza, I know you're gonna be at a such and such spot. I want to be there, but I can't. Like, he's like, I gotta practice for a read, and my wife is practicing for a read, and then we coach each other in between when we do our reads. And I was just kind of like, damn, that's dope as a
Oh,
couple of two thespians to spar with each other and to feel comfortable enough. Yeah, yeah. So that was yeah, no, that was dope. So Lansing, Michigan, man. How did you end up in Lansing?
you go see, this is gonna bring down the whole thing.
Nah, bring it down. We was
uh,
having an almost all right conversation.
Man, met a girl. That's what it was.
All right.
Other than that, I wouldn't be in this.
And where were you at before then?
Kalamazoo, right down the street. Where I was primarily raised. I've been all over. I've lived everywhere, but that's what I consider my hometown is Kalamazoo. Whereas ironically, Ozzy Osbourne proposed to his wife at
Wow. Oh yeah, rest in peace to Ozzy, man. Yeah, he was the second person I was gonna say passed away today. But this may
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, go ahead.
This may seem kind of something, but I'm from Mississippi, said it a million times, or my family's from Mississippi. We smoke meat and tell stories, uh factual stories for the most part, you know what I'm saying, not fictional. But um I had a cousin who was a trip. He was just like, he grew up in the early 70s in Compton, and he was probably about 10 years older than me, and he's a wild boy. And when he passed away, I can remember being about 10, 11 years old, and that being the first time that somebody passed away that I knew. And it didn't really shock me. It was just kind of like, damn. well, he got killed as a matter of fact, but it didn't, he was like I said, he was wild. So, and with Ozzy Osbourne, it's sad to see anybody pass away, but it's kind of like, man, uh, I can honestly say that I've never purposely listened to one of his songs, but I know he was part of a group that a lot of people loved, adored, whatever.
So
But what I do believe I know is that he lived probably every last drop of his life
yeah, he
a couple
performed
times.
weeks ago. He was already dead.
Yeah,
Ozzy, Ozzy died about 3, 4 times already. This was just the last one.
yeah. I'll say this, man. He he it was dope to see that reality show at the beginning of reality shows. Well, I won't say the beginning, but that was before reality shows was just basketball. Dude, I've never seen one basketball, nothing, or Hollywood or
Kardashian, no, I ain't watched none of
hip
that.
hop in love or no, dude. I've never seen one.
Not one. I ain't seen one.
But I the the show that Ozzy Osbourne had with his wife was kind of dope because it showed this old rocker that had just rocked every last drop out of himself and a wife that just loved him, man. It seemed like uh I, man. Nah, it seemed like she was kind of a groupie once upon a time, maybe, but then she truly loved him or came into loving him, and then she had the mind that a lot of artists need in order to balance out you know, their thing. And so, yeah, rest in peace to Ozzy, man. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
sure.
So,
They family tore up about that.
you
For real.
know, so Kalamazoo.
Kalamazoo, man. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, for it to be as small of a city as it is, stay in the news. We stay killing somebody.
Uh,
Uh, um, no different around here either. I mean,
if you
somebody.
had to put if you had a scale with two of the little things on them, and you had Kalamazoo on one and Lansing on the other one, which one do you feel outweighs as far as what you appreciate about? Would you call it the Midwest?
I gotta say the hometown because just the fact of knowing your surrounding and a lot of people there uh um lends to more opportunity. However, also being in your hometown gives you a mindset of being trapped and not escaping that environment that I deem was negative growing up in regards to being impoverished and moving around and being in foster care and all that old stuff. So the memories aren't as pleasant, um,
Mm-hmm.
just because of how I grew up. And I feel like sometimes, and there's some truth telling right here. I feel like sometimes because when I went out west to make my dreams come true, I wasn't coming back till I was famous. That's just how it was going down, and that's what it is.
real,
And even
real quick. While I say this, man, if it didn't chew you up and spit you out, man, you succeeded. You know what I'm saying?
oh, it should be able to spit me out a couple times, but but I would go out west, and come back home and fail.
Okay.
Go back out west. But when I would come make the trips back home to Michigan, I wouldn't really tell anybody. I'd just be to myself and still going out on tours and shit like that because my thing was until I blow up, she wait. Ain't nobody gonna know, about what I'm doing with that and third. But life in and it didn't work out like that. And at some point, I had to stay here for a while and was like, well, I need to know people. I need people to know that I am here and I do shit, and here I am. And
Well, I think I need to collaborate on my on my definition.
okay,
Chewed up and spit out. I've seen people come to LA and leave on that midnight train, and they can't even be productive in their own. Dude, they just literally just do it. You know what I'm saying?
The thing is the scene here and you know in Kalamazoo, you know, no disrespect to the hometown, but however they know it's small, it's limiting, it's too slow, you know. You gotta you know you gotta explain too much to people to try to get them to you know believe in your vision or see your vision, and that's frustrating to me, you know. And being in a studio and doing studio work, a lot of times I'm I'm middle of the night. This is the middle of the night, and then I want to take a break. I go outside, the whole town shut down. It's like
Hey man,
coffee. I can't. You know, even the bums have hours of operation. It's like where am
you
I at? You
you
know,
were you were in the service, right?
yeah.
Hey man, peep this. So I just say that because I know in the service you probably travel, even if you just travel within the United States. But dude, I remember so what we call a town in the United States, I remember being up in the hills of like Switzerland or in Austria or somewhere in Germany, where dude, at 6:30, it was a wrap. If you didn't get your fries, if you didn't like, dude, after 6:30 in these little towns, now that those are true towns.
right.
After 6:30 in the evening,
I got you.
if you didn't plant your post down and what you was trying to eat,
You was dead.
chips, a beverage, and a highly processed sandwich from a gas station. Man, that was your best. You know what I'm saying?
I catch something. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah. To put it in perspective, yeah. But I would almost say that if Lansing is the same. Lansing closed at 10:30 in the morning. You can shoot a horror movie at one of them dystopian films on any given day. You ain't got to tell nobody. Just tell the cameraman and the actors where to be.
Oh, man.
I can't do it. I can't do it. I think that in order to be called a capital, because I live in the capital, Lansing. In order to be the capital, you had to earn that shit, man. There ain't nothing here. I mean, everything closed at 10:30. What? No,
I'm
Detroit
about
should
to.
be the capital. Detroit should be the capital, in my opinion. Like we
Ah, man, Detroit is just cool too. If you want to say that, LA should be the capital of California. You
I
know,
agree. What is the capital? I thought it was.
not Sacramento. Yeah,
See, that's what I'm
Sacktown.
saying. Yeah,
Yeah, up north.
Sacramento. I don't really know about Sacramento, but it ain't popping enough to be, something that just coming out of the mouth all the time. Like Detroit comes out of the mouth all the time when you're referring to Michigan. Period. You think about Detroit. I don't think about Lansing. I don't think
Well,
about Sacramento. When I hear California, I think about Los Angeles.
I'm gonna tell you the thing that makes LA dope. We got we got there's people from everywhere. Literally, there's people and that's what makes it dope.
Yes.
Like my first time, I probably said this story a million times on the podcast, but my first time in a coffee shop in Amsterdam, um, I was sitting next to a Jewish gentleman, and on the other side of me was a Muslim gentleman, and we were talking, and it was my first time to Europe, and so I was blown back by yeah, man, I was just blown back by seeing a shot glass of the world, and I was telling each of these guys like my whole thing was how beautiful women in Europe were because they're different when you see them like the Europeans that we get in the United States for the most part they're
Americanized.
well not they're the ones in the United States are Americanized, but it's just like okay, me going to London, um when you see Jamaicans in London and you see African people in London, it's totally different than Jamaicans or African out here. Like they still have like they're not
Yeah, I got you.
removed from what their culture is. You know what
I
I'm
got you.
saying?
I was in Florida doing a show in I can't remember the name of the city, but it's just outside of Orlando. And I was going out to smoke a cigar, and this chick from Poland.
Mm-hmm.
young white girl. She was with, I think, her boyfriend or something. And she had just finished watching me perform. She came out and she was like, and you can see it in her face. You see it in
Mm-hmm.
her eyes when she saw me. And then she's looking at my skin. And she was like, she asked me, she was like, can I touch your skin? Like, I was like, bitch, we ain't in the zoo. Like, but
Ah.
in her eye, but it was so truthful in her spirit, in her eyes. Like she was really, and then she said, I where she lived, and she had just been, she just got over here and was visiting, and she said, I remember as a little girl walking across. She said my only interaction with a black person was when I was a little girl. I was walking across the street with my mother, and I remember we weren't holding hands at first, and then there was a black man, a black person coming the opposite way across the street, and she grabbed my hand immediately as we walked and continued and walked by, and she said that was her only interaction with a black person.
Dude, I've had somebody say they've never seen a black person in person before.
That, that's
This
what
was
she
like in
said.
the hills. Yeah, this was like in one of those
Oh, you
towns,
talking about just period?
a true town. You know what I'm saying? This was like a true town in the hills of somewhere. And I was just like,
I only
man,
heard about it. This is okay.
nah, MTV or
Mm,
some form of cable access, or it might not have been MTV, but it was like their version of a video play channel. I'm gonna flip the script real quick, and then I'm gonna get into some other stuff. But just real quick, Marvel or DC?
I say Marvel, but two of my favorite characters are in DC, and that's Firestorm and Green Lantern.
Okay.
Those are my favorite superheroes. But for the squad, I gotta go with Marvel.
Yeah, I'm a foe. I'm faux when it comes to the comic stuff and then the TV interpretations and the movies, as well as I'm faux when it comes to Star Wars. Like I like all the new Star Wars stuff, and fools be going out like people on the high school hit. They're purists. Them fools be going off like it sucked. the storyline.
Kind of do though.
I'm just like, man, you that connected to it, man. You need to,
Kind of
man,
do
smoke
though.
smoke a square, have a brew, man.
They kind of, they kind of started to lose me with Jar Jar Binks, man. I'm like, what is this?
Huh.
I was like, hey, what is this, homie? Like, okay, and not to say that even our originals was all that stellar, because there's some corny shit in our, in our shit too. But like right now, I'm trying to think of the corny shit, and it's far in between. But the new shit, you can point that shit out like this is, this. What are they doing here? What's what? This ain't got shit to do with the.
Oh
But
yeah, they
we generally don't like change. So when change happens, it's got to be some dope shit. It's got to be some shit that's really flipping the script. Like for instance, we all hated the idea that they was about to fuck with Fresh Prince of Bel Air until we saw Fresh Prince of Bel Air, and they really put it down how they flipped it and did
you
it.
talking about they did a newer version of it?
Like, oh, you ain't seen it?
Come on, man. I ain't
I'm
watched
about to say,
it.
I'm about to say, man, if you
No,
ain't
I
seen,
ain't seen it.
oh, you ain't seen it?
No.
Oh, bruh. Oh man, look.
If I tell you what,
I gotta call you more often or something, man.
hey,
I gotta, I gotta.
I'll tell you this. A lot of people do not share my sentiment. But if you want to see a remake of something that's hilarious, but you gotta let go back to the conversation. You gotta let go of the original storyline. This is the updated
That's the
2025.
same with the Bel Air. You gotta let go of the original story. I mean, they still stick to the shit, but it's not necessarily a comedy, and it's
Dude,
dope. It's dope. They did.
Slink did Good Times, the cartoon on
I
Netflix.
can't speak on it because I haven't watched it yet. I had my
Uh,
criticisms before I watched it because it's 2025 and they
a
still.
lot of people. Well, first of all, you're not gonna get the strong male figure in the household of James Evans
But
and
I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. I'm not gonna be a hypocrite because I had to think about when the PJs came out. That's the most ghetto shit you could ever.
I got a spoiler alert for you.
And I like the PJs. So
The spoiler alert is JB Smooth plays a buffoon, but he's entertaining. And honestly, I could never really get into his comedy. Huh?
I said, aren't most buffoons entertaining?
I could never really get into his comedy, but for whatever reason, the character of the father in Good Times. So James Evans, I think, was his grandfather. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah. James is his grandfather.
Is
and
it
so,
one, or did they have a second season?
oh no, I didn't have no seconds, dude. There was so much hate behind that. But dude, they had Cree Summers doing the voiceovers. They had Jay Farrow. They had
a few people. There had a few people. I just haven't watched it. You watched the whole season already?
About 4 times, 5 times. That's just hilarious, dude. Dude, they got an episode about Elon Musk, dude, and he's wanting to rule the world. But this was before he got into politics. Oh, dude. Okay. They only had one episode that I did not feel at all, and it had to do with a woman's monthly, and I felt like they had went too far, man. I was like, man, this ain't. Oh, but you know what though? I want to say Seth MacFarlane had something to do with it.
Oh, with the I want to say that too.
Yeah, with the show. Yeah, he goes. He takes it.
I want to say that too.
They let him take whatever it is.
With him and oh boy, the original creator of Good Time, in an interview or some shit like that.
Oh none of the Good Times cast was feeling it at all.
Oh yeah, I bet
it was. Slink's character. Oh my God, Slink's character was wild, man.
I don't even think they were invited to the. Were they invited to the table?
No, they weren't invited, but they wanted. But dude, it's not the same thing. Like it's not any.
Still,
there was nothing positive about it. When I say nothing, there was nothing that you could pull from that.
No after school specials.
Oh man, there was not one positive thing about it, man. Not one. Only positive thing.
Like I said, I can't be a hypocrite because I like the PJ. And
I love the PJs.
That was the most.
This is the PJs. This is the PJs on steroids.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, no, you like it now. Now I said it. You're gonna watch it and you're gonna be like, dang, this was one.
Watch it. I mean, if I gotta think, I gotta think Bebe's kids. I gotta think, what I mean? I gotta
all that.
Yeah, I can't be a hypocrite in regards to that. But that's the thing about change. Change will make you say, no, but if you really watch it and pay attention, I'm gonna watch it, but you gotta watch an episode of yeah, Bel Air.
Fresh Prince. Yeah, no, I give it one. So now that we done loosened that up and had you know what I'm saying, we exchanged some pleasantries, had a decent little conversation. Your comedic process. I've never seen you live. Until you were introduced to me, I wasn't familiar with your comedy or anything like that. There's one thing that I do notice, honestly, if anybody's watching, it's very refreshing to see your thoughts on Facebook. I don't even really I don't think we come across your timeline or whatever on IG or whatever, but literally for whatever reason with the algorithm or whatever, you pop up on my Facebook stuff, and it's a comedian. To how I interpret it, a comedian or a heavy thinker that's basically just posing questions and what's on his mind or just whatever. And when I read them, I'm like, damn, he said that was kind of smart. I was like, or I'm like, damn, that's what I was thinking. Or you know what I'm saying?
So since the beginning of Facebook, and not MySpace, I didn't really do it on MySpace. I was on there doing my thing, but I wasn't. I used Facebook as a comedic springboard. I used it to start conversation, provoke thought, and do. It was my sort of recon to kind of see what people the feeling was in society, so that I can use that in my writing and take it to the stage. then years pass and it becomes this other thing, and then other people you know chime in and start doing it, and then saturate the market and this, that, and the third. So it looks like I'm just doing what everybody else is doing, but I've been doing that shit since the beginning, and it's always been a springboard. And then you come to the cultures, like cancel culture came. I was like, oh, I'm about to be canceled, because these are not just things that I'm just saying. They are real thoughts. Most of the time they are, every now and then I get that little silly thought, like it just popped in my head one day, like, you never see Jar Jar Binks and JD Vance in the same room. You know what I'm saying? That's a real thought. So I just type that in and see what happens, and you know what I'm saying, that's a segue to some other joke that I got in my act or something. But for the most part, Facebook or social media in general is a springboard for conversation. That's the most important thing to me about it. As much as people piss me off and saying dumb shit on there, when you really actually physically go on the road, you meet some of those people who are posting these things and saying these things, and know that a lot of that shit is a front, and a lot of shit that you are saying, they really want to say that shit, but they can't or won't because they're afraid of the repercussion and blowback. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it gets these shit. Should I say this shit? And when I think that to myself, I'm like, yep, I should say it. When
You
I'm
know what?
questioning,
After we got our new president, I remember feeling kind of like society had given up. Like that's just kind of how I felt. And then I talked to a lot of people that were liberal, people that were in the middle, people that were conservatives, um, people that lean more towards democratic ways, but are black and are down with some of the conservative points,
because both could be true.
But yeah, bullet points. Which me, I used to say Democrat, but I'll say more or less progressive. But I'm down to hear something good. Whoever got to say something good,
right.
It's,
Whoever gonna do it. Whoever
and that
gonna do
doesn't,
it.
and that don't mean I'm gonna swallow the bait, but that means that, dude, I'm open to comment. Like, man, and you know what? I learned to process things that way, listening to talk radio. Now, up until I was about maybe 30 years old, I was like, why would anybody want to listen to anybody talk on the radio? like that's that's not what you go to the radio for. You go to the radio to hear the top for, you go to radio to hear whatever song is cracking and to hope to hear it as many times for free as well. It's not free. You listen to ads to hear the radio, but to hear that as many times as you can with the price of just being advertised to. And but after I turned 30, I was kind of like, damn, you know what? You could have somebody who you feel is the most ignorant person in the world, and you could have someone who is supposed to be the smartest person in the world. Under the right conversation and moderation, you can hear both of these people talk, and then you can make the choice. You know what I'm saying? Of what's making sense and what's not making sense. But I kind of felt like since we came into this new dawn that we're in right now, that there was a part of society that got so mad at something, and a lot of them I think don't even know what it is, but they got so mad that they was like, man, we gonna flip the board, and whatever it is what it is. And if you got a problem with it, well, they'll say, well, I had a problem with this thing, which was like 4 or 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago or whatever. You're kind of like, damn, you still holding on to that? You know what I'm saying? But
hey, I'm still mad at the old girl for not letting Jack on that raft. So you could have let him on the raft, dog.
Hey man, that's just where we at. But I'll tell you, one of the most disturbing things to me, not that I waved the flag, but I did wave the flag. I had read Project 2025 and I believed it when I read it because dude, Kamala and a lot of them kept saying, read, this is what they want to do to you.
Yes.
Read 2025, read 2020. So what I did was I said, okay, let me watch the people who wrote this and watch some of their interviews and whatnot. And a couple people were like, you know what? Trump's down with us. He's not going to openly support us right now because he's down with us. And then once he comes into office, just watch. And for me, I'm the kind of person, dude. I'm not gonna follow anybody, but when a person says a certain thing with a certain level of passion, I'm believing them, man. Like if it's believable,
Projected everything. That's what I can't get. He projected and he still does it.
dude,
If you want to
Kamala
know,
Kamala hit him, and she said, "Tell us about your economic plans, Donald. Tell us about your economic." And he was like, "Oh, we're gonna have the smartest people and the brightest people."
translation, he ain't got one.
Man,
And the one that they got
man,
prepared for him to implement ain't what we want to hear. You know what I'm saying? He projected the whole way. Anytime they asked him a question like that, so what is your plan for this, this, then the third? You know, we got da 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 da. He don't know. But they know in regards to what it is because it was in 2025 plan. This, you know, he's just there to implement, to say this is what's going to happen. This is what I want to happen when it's really not necessarily him, it's the powers that be behind him saying this is what we are going to implement so that we can have this new world order or whatever. But he telegraphed everything. Like somebody said that
oh
they didn't know this ain't what I voted for. Yes, it the hell it is.
man, oh man, yeah, that's it. As I've grown older, I've witnessed a few things that I can say are pretty dope. And I'll say one of the most refreshing things that I've seen in about 5 or 6 years is the rollout of Clip's new album. And the one part that kind of stuck out to me, because man, I'm a Pusha T fan, man. I really like uh his subject matter is the same, but he does it so good. I'll listen to it every time he do it.
So truth.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard of Pusher T until maybe the last 5 years. Uh,
Oh man.
Clips, I didn't even know who that was until maybe the last year or whatever. And so I'm really not store or educated in regard. Now I've seen some of the clips that have come out based on the fact that they just dropped their album or whatever.
Dude.
I heard it was pretty cool. They got a song with he just dropped one today or yesterday.
They got Kendrick, Tyler, the creator.
Yeah, Tyler the Creator. I just saw some kind of video with.
Oh man, let me tell you something. It's the greatest rollout that I've seen since there was hella money in hip hop that labels were spending in hip hop, where you could
So
just.
like what, 113,000, 114,000, something like that.
You said, huh?
So like 113,
Oh,
114,000.
I don't even. I know I bought double axes.
Yeah, it was. I
You
think
know what I'm saying? You know,
14,000 units.
man, that's the first album I purchased in a very long time, man. In a
Oh, I think I saw you posted. I thought a
Oh
sign.
yeah. Oh man, for sure. And then shout out to the African Express. Brown's down with the situation. I had got that CD too, but
Got a copy of my vinyl.
I don't.
Hold on. You ain't got a copy of my vinyl home?
No, no.
Oh, baby.
Hey man, you better post
Yeah.
the link and you better make a.
I'm gonna bring you one next month.
Oh man, you ain't gotta do that. You just shoot send me a nah, you need to just post a reel, man, and put where they can buy it on your reel. And sure, I'll buy one. I ain't tripping off that. We keep moving.
My website.
Um, but the dope part is the clips were on a label. I want to say it might have been Def Jam, and they couldn't get out of the deal, and they ended up going to Jay-Z, and then I think Rock Nation ended up helping them do it. But one of the things that I noticed that might have flown underneath a lot of people's radar, I saw, I want to say Pusha T said the clips, and Malice was like, no, clips. And then he was like, yeah, clips. And so they've done a transition from the clips to clips, which that's probably a copyright thing, a way they probably were able to get out of get out of their deal or whatever. So but the content matter of the album, dude, and then
I'm going to support them for the simple fact of their age demographic, how old they are. So it is in my best interest to support that. You know what I mean? Like, as a rapper myself, I appreciate that everybody is appreciating the fact that they are in that age group and spitting some, because I already just like afros and bell bottoms, everything comes back full circle, baby. And if you that conscious music everybody wanting and some lyricism, that shit coming back. And it takes, some cats that got people's ears to kind of, bring, the old heads to the forefront once again and show the young folk how it's done.
the title of the album, Let God Sort Them Out, man.
I'm saying
That's powerful, man. That
I'm
is
definitely gonna support him. A matter of fact, I'm gonna make a commitment to listen to their record on the way out to Cali next month.
dope. Dope. What's the last album you listened to in its entirety?
Mine.
Other than yours.
Let me see. Help me out. Richie Rich. Richie
Okay.
Rich. MC8. They new joints. I'm an old head for real, man, and yeah, MC8 and Richie Rich are the last ones that I've listened to completely, thoroughly, forwards, backwards.
I'll say contemporary right now. This ain't about an album, but this is just about a contemporary artist that's doing it. Man, your dude LaRussell needs to teach marketing classes, man.
I haven't dove into his crate yet, but I have listened to some of his stuff, and I love him, and I love what he's about, what he's teaching, what he's preaching, and what he's practicing. So yeah.
I haven't dug into his crate, but his marketing skills and whatnot are impeccable, man. I listen to
But he has
anything.
that young energy though. If you watch him and when he's spitting it out, and then and then the old fogey in me is like, yeah, wait until 10 years, pop me, nigga. You ain't gonna be that excited. Like,
Hey,
all
hey,
that,
yeah, he
all
will. Hey,
that
man,
years are
let
gonna
me
be
tell you
gone.
something. When you making bread and you've created, he literally created a whole
The
new
whole
way.
lane. Yep, yep,
When you're
yep.
doing that,
I'm proud of him for that.
hey man, that'll make you wake up in the morning and go to sleep like
Yeah,
ooh
yeah,
wee.
yeah. Like, ooh, wee, yeah. But I'm proud of him for it though. I peeped it, I noticed it, and it didn't take a whole lot of marketing for me to notice that either. It was just some reels that I would come across on Instagram primarily, and he, killing it with the how to and the simple
Yep,
shit, doing it in the backyard, and just whatever you can and making it happen. The bottom line is no excuses. You know what I'm
yep.
saying? No excuses. Get it done.
Does
And
this
have a solid team. It always helps to have a solid team behind you. You put something out, it needs to go out immediately. You got 5 people that's going immediately. This is the mission, and that's what's missing a lot of times is a cohesive network and team.
does this generation have it in them to stand for anything?
I ain't gonna blanket all of them, but to go back to the point earlier where I was talking about trying not to be mad at this young cat, I'll tell you this real quick. So I took I took this I'll call him an aspiring comic to with me to a comedy festival last month, and I paid him because I needed somebody to assist me because I'm doing the documentary of the festival as well. It was the Akron Comedy Festival, and the first and foremost, primarily, I'm paying you to take pictures of me as well and to take me for the show because I got Best of the Fest as well. So that's your if anything that's your one job out of the whole week we there. Your one job is to capture me, at least. Dude, when I tell you I get home and I get to going through the footage, the pictures, tag and everything, I'm like, man, I ain't seen me yet. And so I'm going back and forth with the cat, like, yo, hey, did you upload everything? And blah blah blah. And he was like, yeah, man, maybe some of the footage is inside the camera. I'm like, no, that's not how the cameras work. It's the external blah blah blah. And I'm like, I'm trying to get him to take ownership of the fact that he fucked up. Just say that, man. Just say, oh man, I'm my bad. I might have just overlooked it. I'm so because I got 98% of everything, but you were with me. Like you didn't get one snapshot. Like and I'm trying not to be mad at him, but it is a generational thing not to
Even
acknowledge and accept.
even if you older than me, Amaru, I'm gonna tell you this: where you went wrong. You took somebody that wants to do what you do and have them do something different.
No. Here's the thing about him. This is why I don't want to be mad at him. The whole trip there, even on the way back, he was. This is what was different about him. He was very inquisitive, and it wasn't an inquisitive to kind of appease you. It was an inquisitive, like he was interested in what, like he was listening. He was
But
following
if he
follow up
didn't,
questions,
if
and
he
that's why I
didn't
don't
do,
want to be mad at him because he really did listen. He put effort into
if
the
he didn't do the job, if he didn't do the, and the only reason I say that to you, Brown would tell me because he would just kind of like watch me from a distance. When I get cool employees, I'll be multitasking them to death, boy. And the thing about it is, even if they're intelligent enough to do what I'm multitasking them on, or it's something that they do, when it comes time for me to try to have them do what I hired them for, they don't want to do that. They want to do the cool part that they see me having. I'm over here got this cool part going on, which ain't really cool like that, but it's kind of like, man, dude, when you pay dues, when you work hard
right,
on your
the
business,
leader.
you
Yeah,
have that part, but
yeah.
that part doesn't just come to you. That part is something that you create. Like you had to put in
I
the
get it. I get it. They don't want to
yeah.
do the lead up. I get it.
So
Because
homeboy
there was some instances where I was like,
in spirit, he was there, but you was asking an aspiring comedian dude to document you, and like, dude, he's over here thinking like, dang, I done rolled all the way out here with him. I'm taking these pictures. Is he that much funnier than me? Is he that much smarter than me? And dude, people think they they think because they can get a couple feet up off the ground, they can soar with the ego. Well, I'm that's a whole nother.
I ain't gonna pin that on him because he ain't
I'm
he
gonna spin the record back. I'm probably uh it's not reflecting. I'm projecting. Yeah, I'm probably projecting some of my
yeah
projecting some experiences on him.
because the sincerity within his questioning and what he wanted to know about the business, I damn near told him, my whole origin story about the shit. Like, oh, this nigga's really like, oh, he's still over. Okay, all right, well, this is blah 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 blah. So that's that endearing part of him makes me want okay. It really settled the fact that this is a fucking generation. Because I got kids his age, so I'm like this is generational. Like what? Okay, so okay, let me try because I ain't gonna have no friends if I do it like this. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So I'm just gonna give him another week, and I am going to tell him what my
Oh yeah.
thoughts.
Communication is always great.
Yeah, I am going to tell him. I'm just trying to give him an opportunity that was given to me as a young man from my own uncle in regards to manning up and understanding and realizing that your actions cause some harm and you need to rectify it and come to grips with it in terms or whatever, you know.
And he gonna be saying in his mind, "Oh man," in his
Like,
mind, "Oh
you know what I mean?
man."
Because when he showed up to the gig, showed up to my house, we was gonna leave. I paid him. I even gave him a little extra, whatever, and I took care of his expenses while we were on the trip. So it's like, I know you done called your friends. Was like, this dude paid. Like, you know, what
Hey,
I mean? What I mean? Like, stall me out, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, I just want an apology. And by the way, are you available next month? Because I need somebody.
hey, I'm gonna throw a name at you. Tell me first thing that come to your mind.
uh,
Kendrick Lamar.
he is this generation's voice for the most part.
I'm gonna tell you the cold part about Kendrick, man. Uh, his first music, I couldn't connect with it at all, man.
Why is that?
I have no idea. I have no idea. It wasn't until he made the Pimp a Butterfly that I connected. But I'll tell you the cool part about that. He made the Pimp a Butterfly for my generation.
Mm, mm.
That's kind of like,
Oh, so
yeah,
so the Pimp a Butterfly spoke to our generation. That's
yeah,
so
yeah.
so you don't think it would be effective for you to go back to the original and listen to it with the same set of ears?
He used. I got this thing, man. It's a personal quirk on filters, picture filters, and uh, it's picture filters and Kendrick's earlier music. He did this thing where he had this vocal effect on his voice, and he sounded. Yeah, I couldn't catch it, man.
Sound unnecessary.
I'm not gonna say it's unnecessary because that's if that's his thing, that's it. But to me, it made his voice sound like Little Wayne a little bit or something. How Little Wayne does it's something the tonal whatever it is. It just causes me to mentally just disconnect, man.
Auto tuning it. That's what they be doing.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It just makes my mind, dude. As the old schools would say, it chaps my hide, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, now I got another one for you. What's the best comedy set that you've ever witnessed in person?
Oh man. Oh man, you messed it up by saying in person. Um Probably Bruce. When I was working the Stardome. Matter of fact, the year I was homeless and waiting for this tour to start up at the start at Stardome. I remember it was the end of our week and thinking to myself, man, I'm blessed. I was sleeping on the floor last week and here watching Bruce rip this whole building, man. It was dope. It was dope. But the funniest not in person was Sinbad, Afros and Bell Bottoms. And this was before I was a comic. This was when I was a little kid. And man, I was on the floor.
Oh man, uh, uh,
Oh.
Straw. You
Who?
gotta watch Straw on Netflix, man.
Oh, why does that sound like I watched it already? Who in that?
Uh,
That's a
Cookie,
oh yeah. I
Cookie.
saw that. I seen it. Yeah, I saw it.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
I seen
man,
it. It was
that
good.
movie was dope, man.
I have to give you some backstory about my relationship with Tyler Perry and my history as a screenwriter.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's a story behind that shit. And
Yeah. Nah, we definitely had a conversation, but man, the movie was so dope to me, man, because it was the person who I hate to call her Cookie. I can't think of her name, but we gonna call her Cookie.
I forgot her name in the movie, but I just
And
seen
I
her.
haven't, dude, I've never seen one episode of Empire, but the show
Are you
was so
serious?
no. Mm-mm. I seen clips. I say the dopest clip that I seen of it was when Terrence Howard had Chris Rock killed in prison.
Yeah, yeah. So you ain't never seen Star?
No,
Oh shit.
no, nah, man. Yeah, but
I'm gonna say I'm just gonna. You're a busy man. You ain't got time for that shit.
that ain't it. That ain't it. I make time for some of that. Yeah, that nah,
You ain't
that.
got time for that shit.
But the reason I had asked you about Marvel and DC was because I watched Ironheart, and
Yeah,
Ironheart was the spinoff from
I
Black.
liked it.
Huh?
I liked it. I thought it was good.
Oh, dude, it was dope to me. It was dope to me. It was almost. It had the cynical ways of an '80s sitcom, but as a Marvel show.
Yeah, it felt a little natural. It didn't feel forced. Um, yeah, I'm just going through it in my head because I just
Only part I didn't like was at the end, and I won't give it away. But when Homeboy came into the candy store and Homegirl was down with him, she was like, "Oh,
you talking about Sacha Baron Cohen's character?
No, the Spanish guy, the Spanish dude with the cape.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
When he came into the candy store, he asked homegirl that had helped Ironheart out, "Yo, I need some help or whatever," and that whole part was kind of like, eh. but but overall though, I loved Ironheart. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
I thought it was great, and the fact that they're not doing another season is just tragic. All the hate that it got, and people just ignorant, man, to the origin stories of people be mad about some stuff that be happening in the movies, but hadn't done it. You could tell and then they research like this is what really happened in comic books. Sir. Like,
I say, man, we need to surround Ryan Coogler. He is Spike Lee on steroids,
I agree. I agree.
the new version.
Version, I agree. I agree. Um, I like them. I like the moves he's making. He made, Fruitvale Station. Sinners was dope. When he touched Black Panther, that all that his track record is stellar right now.
Dude.
I even hold him higher than what's his name? He did Us. Um,
Jordan Peele.
yeah. I call me, I don't call me a hater, but I his movies are all right. Like I think we so happy to have a black director doing that genre that we it's like, yeah, it's great. It was the greatest, No, it was all right. But when I think about Coogler's movies, I'm like, oh, that was a dope movie. No, that was dope too. Oh, that was, what I mean? I can't do that with Jordan right now.
I'll say a lot of people would disagree with me, but I'll say the two characters that made that movie for me, Sinners, would be Cornbread and Delroy Lindo's, which he's probably in my top two favorite actors for
I can
sure.
get down with that. I can get down with that. Yeah, I'm the one through the movie in my head. I can get down with that.
Cornbread, dude. Dude, it's like he didn't have a lot. They didn't give him a whole bunch of meat on the bone, but he killed everything he had, dude. I was like,
Yeah,
dang.
right now, yeah, it was because I'm coming up on my rewatch mode of it because I only watched it. I
I
think I watched.
bought it.
Yeah, I bought it too.
I bought it. I've seen it 3 times.
I seen it on bootleg and then I bought it.
Yeah, I'll watch it again though. Like for sure. No, it's dope. All right, man. I'm gonna hit you with the last one. Ooh, does fact checking matter?
Yes, yes,
And why does fact checking matter?
because it would alleviate a lot of stress and conversations that we have on social media if people done a little fact checking. Uh, I would say I'm gonna say about 75-80% of people don't read the shit that they post or repost or share, and then turn around and get in a debate about said subject, and they ain't even read the shit that they posted in the first place. And a lot of time, what they don't understand is a lot of times that is very clear that they didn't read the shit that they posted. So now you got to choose whether you want to argue and debate them about the fact that they didn't read that shit or what they posted is uh, counter to what they just put. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh my goodness. So I have these set parameters of people that I will have a conversation with that you have to clear, or it's just a waste of time. You know what I mean? First of all, we got to be on the same. We got to be in the same um, galaxy. It's up, and down to you. If you say no, then we can't even continue this conversation. But if up is up and down is down, and 2 plus 2 is 4, and you seeing
Dang.
that we could try to have a conversation. But if you think that the Easter Bunny is real and the world is flat and Donald Trump is the greatest person that ever lived, we got problems.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
got problems.
Well, I would say, man, uh, fact checking used to mean a lot, but I think we're living in a place and space where people adore philosophies more than truth.
I can, yeah, yeah. If
You
it
know,
sounds good.
I had a dude who I know who I really took it personal. He was a Trumper, and this fool, and I had to do. I didn't mean to demean him, but I got frustrated. I was like, dude, you are uneducated. You're with your racial mixture of what you are. You who they go, you're who they go after. And
Mhm.
because he was just like, yeah. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, I'm not gonna be. We'd be here
Oh,
another 3 hours. We'll be here another 3 hours, and we'll have gotten absolutely nowhere. But with that being said, man, where can people find you online?
oh man, gdsmusic.net or hoodrawls.com. Rawls, RAWLZ. Um, that's it. Just Google my name, Amaru, stand-up comic or music or whatever, hood Rawls or whatever. Um, got a lot going on. Next couple of weeks, I'm headed to where you at for a week to do the Burbank Comedy Festival. And then a week after that festival, I'm in the Baltimore Comedy Festival. And then I'm doing the documentary for the Akron Comedy Festival and the Cleveland Comedy Festival in October. And yeah, oh, and then in September I'm doing that lock-in that I want you to call into on one of the days. I'll send you the schedule for that, but that's September 12th to the 15th. I'm chilling with a young man who's half my age, plays the guitar. He's on tour right now. I think he's in Paris, doing his thing with No Fun. And we're gonna be locked in the basement for 72 hours and coming up with an EP. We've never met.
No.
We've never met each other. We just know each other through a mutual friend, and decided that we wanted to do something and see what happens. It might be the biggest disaster ever, but we're gonna have fun doing it. Yeah.
All good, all good. Any other upcoming shows? Anything you wanna reiterate your Facebook, your IG, your
Um. It, Hood Rawls. I mean, just go to the website. I'm a believer that cream rises to the top, and eventually, um, um, people gonna hear me. People gonna see me. I'm focused. I had a medical emergency probably going on a month ago, and so that shit had me thinking about shit. Because I was in my living room. I was like, this is the way I'm going out. in
oh man.
the middle of the night. Ain't nobody here.
Hey,
This
I
my dog and my girl. This can't be like how it is. I can't get hit. He can hit my car or something. This is how it's gonna be. So it get put shit in perspective. I'll be 52 this year, and I have the skill set to do some great shit. And in my opinion, it hasn't happened yet. I've done some great things to be proud of. For Die Tomorrow, I really, really can't complain. However, where I know that I could be and want to be, and that's no, fame. I don't want all that. I just there's a level of something that I want to reach in regards to this business. But I saw a comment maybe yesterday or today that said, if you came into this business with integrity and morals, it's gonna take longer, and that really hit. So
yeah. I'll say, man, people probably have the moralities of a rabid badger, man. Fools
man,
be,
man.
fools be, they be up for anything. With that being said, man, it's been another episode of Splendid Radio on Far Side TV. Always a pleasure, my man. I'm reworking a couple things. I'm trying to test a couple things. I'm getting with a couple people to help me out with a couple things. And yeah, man, I'm gonna
Hold
get
on,
it right.
hold on, hold on, hold on. What show, what I'm saying? What you got going on?
Oh man.
That's what
Uh
I'm wondering. What you got going on? Tell the people what you got going on.
shoot, two rabbits in a wool sock. You know what I'm saying? About to go see a man about a dog. Nah, man, we got a CH1 Media. You can go over there and check it out for your printing hookup for most things printed. You know what I'm saying? Mention Splendid Radio. They take.
Printed that shirt you got on?
I did.
What's up? That's what's
Yeah,
up.
yeah. So yeah, we got that going on, and yeah, a couple things, man. I'm gonna start to crack the little Easter eggs and take advantage of a few situations. But yeah.
Need some help? Let me know. I'm down for the cause, man.
Nah, I know.
And one last thing I do want to say, um, I need to give you your flowers. I know you thought I had felt some kind of way. I give you based on the fact that um, what I immediately thought about was this brother calls me and checks up on me. You know what I'm saying? And there's not too many people that do that. And so for anybody watching, and for you yourself, you call me to see
Oh
how
man.
I'm doing. So that holds a lot of it just when that happened, I'm my sleep when you said oh man, my bad, blah, blah, I was like, good, I can go to sleep. I went to sleep.
You know what, man? Uh this the thing. Um when you become part of a person's tribe or you become kind of like cool with a person or whatever, at the end of the day, we all we got.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And like-minded people and whatever, like we all we got. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And
CMB.
and we could try to look at it a different way, but we would be looking at it a different way. And you got to embrace when you come across like-minded, individuals, cool folks, just whatever. And man, each one teach one. I believe in if you got the bread and I got the jam, you know what I'm saying?
Something Drew uh it said to me a long time ago when we was kids. He said, and I think this go along with being a Muslim. He said, I want for my brother what I want for myself. And I mean that.
Hey,
I mean that shit. So
hey, yeah, no, that's dope. Well, no, man, we'll have you back. Once again, I appreciate you, man. It's been another episode of Splendid Radio on Farside TV.